What is good, everybody? It is time for another anime retrospective, and we're going to be talking about the spring to 22. Yeah, and let's just hop into it. I don't know how to do an intro for this right now, so just gonna hop into it. Yeah, some of the shows that I ended up watching, starting off with Spy Family. So good. So good. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot. Like, it was everything that everyone kind of hyped it up to be as a manga. Very cute, very wholesome, very cool with the action bits. It was just done really well, and I cannot wait to see more. Yeah, can't wait to see more. It's just one of my favorite shows I got to watch every week. Then Rising of the Shield Hero season 2. Ended up watching this as well. Yeah, was cool to kind of see this come back, and very interesting to see kind of the direction it ended up going. We had like an event that kind of stopped everything that we've gotten used to, which were the waves, because we had a whole nother enemy to have to deal with. That was really interesting to see how that kind of threw a wrench into the status quo. And then even after that, they decided to follow the other warriors world and have a little random adventure there, and having to deal with one of the enemies of the other world, who was supposed to be a friend. So it was very interesting to try and follow what was going on, and see how the small differences between their worlds kind of affected them as their interfaces kind of had to adjust, and character set and statuses and all that kind of stuff kind of reset. And it was very interesting to see how they decided to go about that. But overall, it was still pretty entertaining to watch, and so I did look forward to seeing that one as well. Going into the next show, we have Kaguya-sama. Love is War, and the third season. And let me just tell you, it was still wonderful goodness, and this time stakes were high. We were finally getting to the point where they were going to confess, but yet they had to still throw another wrench in the mix, where even if they confess, things could still go wrong. Things could still head in a direction where it doesn't even matter. But the way things ended up tying up at the end made it seem like maybe it's not the end for these young teens, and it could still be pretty interesting to watch their adventures after. The next show I have to talk to you all about would be The Skeleton Knight. This show was fun. It was just fun popcorn show, and interesting to see how the game mechanics were in this one, and see how OP he was, and just interesting to see kind of the world they lived in, and the different political factions interacted and stuff, and how the elves were treated versus the humans and all that good stuff, and then the beast men type, how they were treated, and hearing all these very familiar monster names and how they are in the world. It was not a bad show. It was pretty entertaining, and yeah, like I said, fun little popcorn show. Next show I'll be able to talk to y'all about is being an otome game is hard, something along those lines, and this show was just ridiculous fun. The whole time he's like the OP dude, and he knows he's OP because he's got transported to the world that he beat. And but he just continues to see himself as a side character who just happened to be better than everyone and also win over the protagonist and antagonist of the game. And yeah, it was just very interesting to see that how that world kind of was like, especially after in the very first episode he's like, this game is stupid and it has so many different things smashed into it, and then you just kind of get to really see all the different things in the storyline that were kind of smashed into it, whether it be like combat fighting, the racing, and battling monsters and spaceships, and it's just like everything that you could see, like weird tropey things that you could see in games were just smashed all into one in this game, and you just had to deal with his annoying mindset of being a side character when he's obviously won the attention of all the ladies. So yeah, that was still fun though. Fun to watch each week. Next one I have to bring up here is going to be Donna the Witch. And this one was also pretty interesting to see how the magic power worked and finding the back history of the main character guy and just seeing how these kids were learning how to make use of their powers as students that were wanting to become adventurers and such. Way more violent than I expected to be, but it was not bad. Still was interesting to watch from week to week, but it wasn't one of the highlights of my season's watch. Next one I have to mention that I watched would be things that I watched for the first time, despite them already, being finished and stuff. Now that I'm watching everything on Crunchyroll, there's a whole bunch of stuff there that I have finally watched and given the time of day. So the most recent one that I just did that to was, especially since the new season has started now, is Rent a Girlfriend, and I freaking loved it. The show was freaking awesome. I loved it a lot. I'm not even gonna front. It was a really fun watch, and just the character relationships are really, really well done, and just seeing how they all interact is cool, and I can't wait to see where it's gonna lead in this second season. What else do I have to mention to you all that I ended up watching? Let's see. The Fruit of Evolution. The dub of it is being premiered right now. And it is just another ridiculous show where the dude is super OP, but this is like has the comedy aspect to it, and it is been a very fun watch. Just seeing how ridiculous it can get, and yeah, that's been fun. 86, I finally watched that, and very emotional, cool story. Like wow, like I get why it was so praised. Like the drama in it was really, really good, and I quite enjoyed watching it for the first time. Let's see what else we got. I finally watched the Saga Tanya of the Saga of the Tanya the Evil movie, and that was also really, really good. It really like rewatching everything again was really fun before getting into the movie, and Tanya is such a freaking cool character, and I still wish they would continue to show her struggle against the god of that world. And yeah, neat to watch. I think that kind of covers a lot. Oh no, nope. Another one that I watched all the way through was In the Land of Leadale, and that was also fun. Another OP, kind of isekai show. This time with a female lead protagonist, and it was pretty fun to watch her go to all the different towers and see how she dealt with each situation and tried to help others that she came across. So that was also pretty fun to watch. And I think that kind of covers everything. Oh, the strongest sage with the weakest crest. Another one where it's another fantasy world, and just kind of seeing that happen, powering up and teaching everyone else how to truly use the proper fighting techniques against the demons that have kind of taken over and kind of use their influence to make everyone much weaker than they are. Pretty fun to watch there. But yeah, right now gonna be loving getting into this current season. Let me pull up the list real quick of all of the new shows being broadcast. Let us see. Black Summoner, watched the first episode of that seems like it might be fun. Another fun lighthearted isekai show. Classroom of the Elite, so happy that is back, because that show when it first came out was like one of my favorites to watch, and so I'm happy that they finally brought it back and we get to see the lovely mind games and plotting against each other again. Really interested to seeing that. Let's see, what else have I already started to watch? Engage Kiss seems like a very interesting little premise here, and I'm curious to see how much antics we'll be getting into there as that world continues to grow, and see how the whole demon kind of thing gets handled. And what is it? D-Hazard is what they call it in it. So yeah, interested to see how that's gonna end up being. Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World kind of started out in a way that I did not expect, so I'm curious to see how that is actually going to develop, since it hasn't really gotten to harem territory yet. But it could be some trashy fun or just fun. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer seems wild after seeing the first episode there. So we're going to see if we keep watching it or if it just gets too ridiculous for me to continue. Licorice Recoil definitely has some really cool action in it and quirkiness that really keeps me intrigued to see how that's going to develop as well. My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex is going to be very fun to watch develop, especially while I am currently watching Domestic Girlfriend. So very interesting to see how those parallels will be. Yeah, curious how that'll be going. Overlord, the 4th season is currently airing. It seems like it seems almost like they did a slight soft reset by the way people are behaving, but we'll see if that's gonna completely turn me off as we continue. The 2nd episode, I believe, has dropped since starting the 4th season, so yeah, we're gonna see how that is. Along with Rent a Girlfriend, really loving how the It season is continuing. Let's see, is there any other ones? Shine On, Bakumatsu Bad Boys. Seems like it's gonna be pretty fun to watch all these people who don't know how to really be samurai with glowing swords, since they're like imbued with kind of like the souls of past samurai or something like that. We're gonna see how that's gonna go. And let's see, the last one I guess would be the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. This seems like it's going to be a nice little endearing funny show, and yeah, we'll see if anything else pops up that I enjoy when we do a recap of the summer season. So yeah, that's my quick thoughts on the past season and some of what I'm enjoying currently. So yeah, tell me what you guys thought of the season. What were your favorites? And until next time, much love, peace. Thanks.